We're going inside out as we welcome in SNY NBA Insider Ian Begley. Yes, professional broadcast team here on SNY. And Ian, earlier on Tuesday, you reported that the Knicks plan to file a protest with the NBA over the ending of that game on Monday. What exactly can that accomplish?
Yeah, best case scenario for the Knicks, it allows them to pick this game up in overtime against the Rockets at a later date, and then they would play that overtime period and determine the winner. Or maybe there's another avenue here where the NBA remedies this call and figure something out for the Knicks. But it's a high bar to clear for the Knicks. Like I think there's been 6 of these games in NBA history where a protest has been upheld or accepted, and then they go and they play the game or play a portion of the game again. So it's very rare. The Knicks do have some good concrete evidence, though. Eamon, you read the quote from Ed Malloy, and then in the league's 2-minute report that came out earlier tonight, they said that this was an incorrect call. Jalen Brunson did not foul Aaron Holiday on the play. So if you ever needed concrete evidence to prove your point, the Knicks do have that.
And the Knicks do have another trip to Texas on the schedule, just squeezing in overtime. Well, that can't be that hard to do. All right, Donte DiVincenzo left Monday's game with an apparent hamstring injury. What's the latest on his status for Wednesday and beyond?
Yeah, questionable going into this game against Orlando, and it's the Knicks' last game before the All-Star break. They are the walking wounded at this point. Isaiah Hartenstein also questionable with an Achilles ailment, and it's going to be interesting to see how the Knicks play this, because it would be easy for them to sit both guys to kind of punt this game and allow those players a longer rest throughout the All-Star break. But you're in a tight race here. You're trying to finish near the top of the conference. I assume you're trying to finish top 3 to avoid Boston in the second round. Every game counts. So do you push the pedal a little bit? Do you ask DiVincenzo to play on a hamstring that's less than 100% and risk a further injury? Do you ask Isaiah to go on an Achilles that is clearly not 100% either? So it's going to be interesting to see which way they go. I would rest it if I was making the decision, but Tom Thibodeau, he wants to compete every night, so we'll see.
All right, you led me to my next question, because obviously the Knicks could really use the rest with all the injuries that they have suffered. So is New York going to do anything in the buyout market to add to the roster?
I don't think there's been significant movement there to date. Now, what I think is the Knicks are more so considering like internal candidates for the roster spots that they have open as a way to kind of reward some of their G League guys. But you look at the Taj Gibson spot, he's on a second 10-day contract here. The Knicks, after this contract, would have to decide if they want to sign him for the rest of the season. And so there's a decision to make there. And if they decide not to, that opens up a spot. But then you look at who's available. There's not much out there in terms of big men. Robin Lopez, who hadn't played much in Milwaukee. Maybe you can convince a guy who's currently on a roster to go ahead and take a buyout and then come over to you. But that's a tricky proposition. The date to look at here is March 1st, because any player that is on a roster beyond March 1st is eligible for the postseason. So you keep an eye there. The Knicks will have options, and I think they'll explore those options, just not right now.
Seems like a lot of juggling going on in the next few days for Leon Rose and the Knicks. Ian Begley, as always, we appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night.